We are back for yet another episode of Telepathy, the weekly podcast with new episodes every single Tuesday. How fun.
How crazy is that? Wow. I can't believe we're back for yet another week.
And for episode 25.
Episode 25. We have a very fun episode today. Well, I don't know if it's going to be fun. I don't know. We'll find out.
Well, it's going to be fun if you're here. If you're actually like here, you'll have fun. But if you're not, you're going to be missing out and then have FOMO.
Oh,
Do you
I
get
see
it?
what you
Okay.
did there. Oh my
Oh
gosh,
my God.
that's crazy.
Okay.
So yeah, our episode is about FOMO. And we're just going to be talking about FOMO and, you know, maybe giving some advice, maybe just talking about what it is and why it's a thing. But before we do that, we're going to do our icebreakers camp question, and it's Enzo's turn to do that this week.
Okay, yes, and I already thought of it. Oh, by the way, FOMO stands for fear of missing out. I don't know if that's a known thing, right?
Yeah, I think it's a known thing, but like, just in case.
So, camp question, it is my turn to come up with it. And this is a little random, but name, age,
Okay.
and your favorite milk.
Oh, what? That's so random.
But
okay.
it's kind of good, right? Like, I don't know.
No, that is
Okay.
good. That is good. My name is Anna. YouTube channel is Anna Katherine. I feel like I just said like YouTube channel.
You're from British? I always said you're from British. You're from British?
I am from British. So my age, my age is 20. Not for long though. And my favorite type of milk. Okay, so there's two ways you can look at this question. You can either look at it from the standpoint of like your favorite milk to put in coffee, or like, you know, your milk of choice if they say like what type of milk, or just your favorite milk.
I think we're diving too
So-
deep into this.
Yeah. I love diving deep into the really surface level questions.
True.
So, like my typical milk to get in coffee is just whole milk, like, or you know, just I'm not very picky, but I love all the types of milk, but I'd say whole milk. But also, I really love chocolate milk,
Oh, I forgot about that
but
genre.
I don't have it very often. I kind of thought that's what genre you were talking about. So like chocolate milk is my favorite type of milk. Also strawberry milk is underrated.
Yeah, I forgot about the flavored milks, but all love to them, honestly. Like, they're really good. But hi, I'm Enzo. My YouTube channel is Enzo Antonio, so go subscribe if you want. And then my age is 16, and my favorite milk is probably oat milk because,
Yeah.
like, if I'm having coffee, I'm going to get oat milk.
Oat milk is good.
Honestly, like, the idea of just whole milk kind of grosses me out, unless it's like ice cream or something. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if I was lactose intolerant. Like, if a doctor told me that, I wouldn't be like, wait, really? Like, it wouldn't come to a shock to like, it wouldn't come as a shock.
Yeah.
But I also just still choose to eat dairy and stuff, and
Consume.
exactly. And I will
Yeah.
be getting queso with my burrito tonight, so I'll let you know how that goes.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's weird. I was actually thinking about this the other day that like as a kid, I just used to drink glasses of milk. And I think that's so
That
I
disgusts
was like
me. I'm
thinking,
sorry.
well, yeah, I was thinking like, well, that's really gross. But then I was thinking like coffee is literally just a glass of milk with espresso.
That's like literally what a latte is, and that scares me. But
Yeah, it's just interesting to think about. I feel like we could do a whole episode about that.
a whole episode on milk.
Yeah.
Telepathy episode 250 is like, hey guys, today we're talking about milk.
I'm gonna make a reminder for like 225 weeks from now to make our episode about milk.
Yeah, like,
Okay.
music and TV shout out. Yeah,
Anyways.
I'm glad you stopped us before we kept talking about milk, and then this episode turned into milk.
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of fun though to have like a random discourse about something before
Exactly.
we get into the topic. Music and TV shout out. My music shout out of the week is this artist named Luna Lee. It's Li. Hold on. I just dropped my phone. So like last week I was listening to a lot of the Leve's new album, and if that's still how you pronounce her name, I don't know.
Yes, Leve.
But like, yeah, Luna Lee is like the person that kept getting recommended after her album finished. So she's probably getting a lot of traction this week because I bet a lot of people are being recommended her. But She has like really good music. It's like very it's I don't know how to explain it. It's very like bedroom pop but with like a kind of like rock but lo-fi. I don't know. So the song I'm recommending is called Star Stuff.
Ooh,
And it's very good. And by the way, we have a telepathy playlist where you can go listen to all of our music shout outs. And you can get to there through our Instagram at the telepathy pod. There's a little highlight in the highlights bar that you can go straight to the link to our playlist to follow it. It's very good.
I was just about to say that I need to listen to the song that Anna suggested, and then I was like, wait, I can just go to the telepathy playlist. She's just so convenient and
You would
fun.
really like this song, I think.
Ooh,
You should
okay.
listen to it after
I will
this.
definitely listen. But this week I have been listening to a lot of The Garden, which they've just
Ooh,
been they've been in my playlist and in just my cycle of music taste for a while. Like they've just been always
yeah.
there. And I just go through like periods, normally like in the fall, I feel like, where I just listen to them more. And so I've been in a recent garden season of my life.
What
And
like album do you recommend?
oh,
Because I
definitely
want to, I have a few songs from them in scattered around playlists, but I've been wanting to like really get into them because Nicole Raffi always talks about them. Everything
exactly.
comes back to
It
Nicole
all comes
Raffi,
back to Nicole Raffi.
but like I think I'm ready to like dive into their
I
music.
just kind of like, okay, the Haha album is good, and then so is the
Okay.
Mirror Might Steal Your Charm. But the song that I wanted to shout out is called Who Am I Going to Share All of This Wine With? I have like a bunch of their
Okay.
songs in my September playlist, but I was just looking through the titles and I was like, this one will be selected for this week.
Yeah. Okay. I need to listen to that. I keep meaning to listen to them.
It's very experimental. I kind of like
Yeah.
how, I don't know, I can tell that they're just making what they want to make, you know?
Yeah. No, I love that. Okay. Um,
There's always the brief pauses after a music shout out where Anna's adding the song to
yeah.
the playlist.
Yeah. Do we have TV shout outs? This is kind of a TV shout out. The trailer for the new Hunger Games movie coming out in November came out yesterday. Did you
Oh,
watch
like
it?
the full
The full
trailer?
trailer.
Oh, because I
Yeah.
saw like the teaser trailer or whatever it was, but
No,
I never saw that. Oh, I need to
it
see
looks
that.
really
I
good.
am
They show
so excited.
the snake pile.
Oh, that scene is gonna be so good.
Yeah. That's
Oh
kind
my
of a TV
gosh.
shout out.
I hope like the set design is just so the whole like
It
production
looks
design
so
is gonna be
good.
crazy. Oh my gosh. And I'm so excited for Hunter Schafer too. I only saw her like once in the teaser trailer,
Yeah.
but hers Tigress is gonna be so good.
Yeah.
I do not
I'm
have a
so
music shout
excited.
out, or I mean a TV shout out because segue into week recap. I have had no time and I've still been busy with school and like I'm working 20 plus hours a week at this point, which I feel like for a high
That's
school job,
crazy.
that's kind of a lot, but I do enjoy it a lot.
Did you like choose that, or are they kind of just giving it to you?
Um, a little bit of a mix of both. I have been picking up some shifts because,
Okay.
yeah, but honestly, I have been enjoying it. It's just I feel like I don't have
Yeah.
time for
It's also fun.
anything. It's like YouTube,
Yeah. It's
work,
also fun to see
school.
all. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I was just saying YouTube, school, work, podcast, and that's it. Sorry.
It's weird. It's like on this FaceTime, it's not like there's a delay, but like I don't think there's a delay, but it's almost like we can't tell each other's signals of like when we're about to start. So,
I think also because we are back at online this week, obviously, if you're not caught up. But I think the funny thing about FaceTime is sometimes like somebody's still talking. Like it's not like there's a delay, but it's like you don't get the same vibe as when you're in the room. So you're like, oh, I can just start talking over. Because it feels like you're just listening to an
right.
audio recording. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna start talking and you're gonna shut up. And then it's like, wait, why are you still talking?
Yeah. That's so funny. Anyways, yeah. Wait, did you have any more of your week shout out?
No, that was it.
Or week shout
Week
out?
shout out to this week for being so busy and I haven't slept. The way I've been getting like 4 to 5 hours of sleep a night, like
Oh my gosh.
okay, maybe
Wow.
like 6 if we're feeling generous.
Wow. That's crazy.
If we're feeling Ellen DeGeneres. I am the generous
Um,
queen. Ask Miss Ellen. Sorry, okay.
Leave it to Enzo to always have some sort of Nicki Minaj reference.
Yes,
If it's not a
please.
song shout out, it's something else.
It's a Nicki Minaj
My
shout out.
week,
Everything is a Nicki Minaj shout out.
yeah. My week recap is I'm in my second week of my new quarter at school, and it's okay. It started off really slow week one, and now I've been like hit with all of these things, and I've been like so busy this week. Um, just like I already had a project due on Monday, and then now I have a new project in that class, and like it's honestly not even my classes that are that busy. I'm in two clubs. I'm like in the leadership of two clubs this year. The only clubs I'm in, I'm like leadership for. So I always have to be doing these like little things for that or like going to meetings. But
Anna Catherine stays on top.
yeah, but it's been really fun. It's honestly like I finally feel like an upperclassman. Like I actually feel like an upperclassman and I actually feel like a college student, which I don't know if that's just like a fake thing. Like we could even talk about this in the FOMO section, but like I just never really felt like I was in college, but now I really feel like I'm in college. Um because I've just been so busy. And I also went to the beach on Tuesday morning just like to see the sunrise just by myself because I thought that would be fun.
Oh, wait, I feel like you talked about that and you actually did it. Yay.
Yeah, I talked about how I wanted to do it. And I'm also filming a video this week that's like um doing a video where it's like trying to be an early bird and then trying to be a night owl for a week. So I'm
Oh, they're
trying to
both the
be an
same
early bird
video?
for this week. Yeah, so like this I'm like testing out which one I like more. So this week I'm doing early bird week.
That's
And
such a
then
good
next
video
week I'm doing
idea.
night owl.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, I think
that's
it's
gonna be
gonna
really
be good.
good.
Yeah. Oh, and then sorry, I keep like telling
No,
literally
that's okay.
all these things, but last night I lost my ID and my keys, my student ID and my key to my apartment. It fell off of like they were both on the same key ring on my keychain and I lost only that part of my keychain.
No.
And I was at a club meeting and I like got all the way back home and then realized I was missing it. So I like looked all around like the outside of my house. My roommate wasn't there, and then I went all the way back to where I was at the club, looked around there. The security like tried to help me find it, and I just could not find it. And I still don't know where it is, but actually this morning my landlord came and switched out our keys and changed the locks, which is good because it could have fallen outside of my house and then
Hmm.
like somebody would have known which house it belonged to. And I went to get a new student ID. So I've just felt very on top of things because I got that done really quickly.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad that your landlord
But I was
acted
like,
fast upon that because that's scary.
yeah. No, it worked out because he was actually about to leave for the airport. And I texted him like 30 minutes before he left for the airport.
Oh my God.
So it was good. Anyways, should we get into our topic?
We should. I'm excited because, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad do you think you are with FOMO? Because some people just don't get it, you know? Like, I feel like I know some people who aren't, well, like, everyone gets
Yeah.
FOMO at some point, but I know some people who are a lot better with
I
coping.
think this was going to kind of be like a point of mine, but we can talk about it. Is like, I feel like I go through phases with it, you know? Sometimes I'm like, my life is fine how it is. Like, I don't need to add more things. And then sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I am literally missing out on everything,
Hmm.
you know? What about you?
Um, Honestly, same about, like, I kind of go through phases, but I think sometimes I'll prepare myself to be like, okay, you might feel FOMO, and I'll be like, you're not gonna feel it, and then I
Mm,
end up feeling it.
mm,
So it's like I think it's very much a natural thing for me to feel, even if I try to anticipate it and then be like, oh, I'm not gonna be bothered by this, like that's stupid. And then here I am sitting here being like, damn, like I don't know, you know?
yeah, I feel like it hasn't been as present in my mind recently. Maybe it's because I've literally been doing so much that I don't feel like I'm missing out on
No,
anything right
same.
now.
Like I don't have time for it, literally.
Yeah, and like kind of what I was just saying in my week recap that like I finally feel like I'm in college because like people who go to like I feel like people who go to bigger universities that's not in art school, there's more opportunities. So like when my brother started college a month ago, he was doing they had all these fun things on campus that SCAD just like did not have. So at that point, I was feeling a little bit of FOMO. I was like, man, I might have just missed out on this whole experience of college because I chose to go to SCAD. But now, like, something changed where now I'm like, I have all these clubs to go to, all these events, and like, I finally, feel not FOMO from college.
I think one thing for me that has really helped with FOMO is deleting social media. Because I feel like everybody talks about, you compare yourself to people on social media, but I think that FOMO is also a huge thing about social media because one of my points
Yeah.
was kind of how, maybe you decide to not go to something or maybe you're not invited or something, but you don't actually get to live the experience. But through social media, you only get the snapshots. So if you choose not to go to something because you're like, oh, I can't, I'm busy or something, and then you see on social media that it's so fun or whatever, like you're only getting the snapshots of it because people aren't going to post the not glamorous parts about it. And that's just a fact. I
Yeah.
don't know.
It's actually really interesting that you say that because I feel like sometimes people who are considering deleting social media, one of the main reasons why they don't want to delete social media is because they feel like they're going to get FOMO from not seeing stuff,
Yeah, or be like they're going to miss out on seeing what their friends are up to or whatever. But
Yeah. But maybe there's more FOMO if you do have social media. Wait, do you still have social media deleted?
I do. It's just like I've only been
Man.
going on Instagram to post about videos and stuff. And occasionally I'll go on like the Instagram on Safari or whatever just to see. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I'll check my DMs or something and normally nothing's there. But I don't know. I don't know. There's just some random stuff that I'm like, okay, maybe I should check up on. But it's definitely not anything that I'm addicted to. Like I'm not constantly
Wow.
on Safari on Instagram. Like I just don't
That's
want to
really
have it on my
good.
phone. I don't know.
Wow, that's like really good. That's really like I'm surprised that you've stuck with that
Honestly,
that
me
long.
too.
My main problem with social media is or not having social media is or like I want to not have social media, but I just like um my well, all of my club positions currently are as a social media person. And my job over the summer was social media. Somehow I'm becoming like a social media is becoming my like job or something. But
Follow at the Telepathy Pod.
yeah. also also I'm just such a like parasocial that I can't bear to like not know if like people that I listen to aren't doing something. Like how would I have known that Declan McKenna was releasing a new album,
No, I've been checking the little notification thing on Spotify, like the little where you can see who's releasing stuff this week. But it's like, what if I missed
Still
somebody's
though, it's
album
like I
announcement? No,
know.
I know. I've
Well,
been
like
checking
you
Google to
didn't
see
see
when
Nicki
Nicki Minaj.
Minaj's
Yes, like,
you didn't see her album art until I sent it to you.
okay, that I like woke up at 5 in the morning and I saw your text and I like ran to Safari, which is so funny.
Yeah, that's so funny. Um, so I feel like we should talk about examples of FOMO that we have experienced. So like we just kind of talked about social media being a form of FOMO. What are some other times in your life or like what are the main times where you feel FOMO?
So an example of how I feel like FOMO has gone in and out is what I was thinking of earlier is high school football games. Because I feel like my
Oh my
freshman
gosh.
year, I remember like I wouldn't want to go to them and I'd be like, I'm not going, like I'm not gonna spend $10 just to be like overstimulated because it's so loud there. And like I don't even like watching football. So I was like, I'm gonna stay home and then I would just be sitting there like doing nothing and I would go on Snapchat and see everyone there. And then suddenly I was like, oh my gosh, like should I have gone or
Oh my
whatever?
gosh, that's so
Throwback to when I
true.
made that TikTok that was like POV, you didn't go to your school's football game and it got like a million likes.
It
Or
did. I
no, it got
remember
like a
that.
million views. It was not likes, but oh my gosh, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
about that a lot. But then I feel like my sophomore year, like I literally went to one football game and I did not enjoy it. And then this year, okay, maybe I'll go to homecoming because I don't know. But
Yeah.
I honestly forgot that they keep happening because I don't have Snapchat anymore. And like I don't
Oh yeah.
see people. So unless people are talking about it and they're saying like, oh, I'm going to the game tonight, I do feel very much like old high school movies, when it's like, oh, are you going to the game tonight? Because that's like the only way I would hear about the football game if somebody was like, oh, it's this versus this school,
That's funny.
instead of going
That's
on the
really
Instagram and
funny.
seeing tonight's theme is wear your best cowboy hat and come support your
Oh
school. Like
my
I don't
gosh.
know.
Yeah, no, I relate to that because literally it's weird because I only have two main regrets from high school. One was not being in theater, and which I did not have time for anyway, so it's whatever. And two is not going to the football games or just like, but like why? Because
Oh,
I
really?
I
Wait.
didn't like going to the football games.
Okay, what's sort of the
I
image in your
didn't
head that
like
you feel
it.
like you're missing out on?
I think it was just the ideal image of high school, because
Okay,
I think
yeah,
I
that's true.
I think a lot of people have this problem. I was going to say I think I have this problem, but I think it's just a problem in general with like pop culture because so like before high school you picture high school as like you romanticize it as this like thing that's going to be just like the movies. And then I realized that like I didn't want to go to the football games for the same reason as you. They're like overstimulating and just like stupid. So then like I pictured college as this certain thing, and I obviously didn't have the normal college experience because I go to art school and not a normal school. Like there's no sports or anything unless you want to go to like a random bowling match or
A bowling
equestrian
match.
tournament.
Honestly, shout out to the
I
bowlers.
might, I might go to a bowling match at one point. They are number one in the U.S. by the way.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Scads Bowling. Anyways, that's besides the point. But like, I feel like I always picture something as being a certain way, and then when it isn't, that's when I feel FOMO because I'm like, wait, I must be doing something wrong,
No,
you
you're
know?
so right. Or I feel like I'm wasting time or yeah, doing something wrong.
Yeah. When like literally you aren't wasting time because like we're both so busy right now, and like you're just choosing to use your time in different ways, you know?
Exactly. Recently, I have been trying to romanticize it because when there's a football game going on, but I'm like working the night shift on Friday night, and I feel okay. This is like I'm not saying this unironically, like I'm saying this in a joke way, but kind of feeling like that main character, where everyone's at the football game and they're just like working. Okay,
Yeah.
once again,
No, I get what you're saying.
saying this in an unironic way. I'm not walking around here being like, oh my God, I'm so much better because I don't go to the football games when I'm working. But it's like, it's just
No, I
funny.
get what you're saying. And like when I worked at Starbucks, sometimes I'd be like kind of bored one day or something, and then I'd be like, I'm literally working at Starbucks. Like I'm in like a computer game right now. Like I'm making somebody a drink. Like I feel like there's a problem with our society because I feel like we all have to pretend that we're in like a computer game
We all have to
to
pretend that we're doing
enjoy
something so
something.
it seems like we're doing something right. Because I feel like we all have a fear of that
Yeah.
we're just like doing the wrong thing. That could be an entire episode though. That has nothing to do
Oh
with
my gosh,
FOMO.
yeah.
But
The fear
okay,
of doing, yeah. I'm
I'm
gonna
just
write
now
that
thinking
down.
about how social media, like deleting social media, has helped this so much because I feel like, and it's nothing against these people personally, but I feel like there was a lot of people on Snapchat whose private stories were literally created with the intention of making you feel bad. But also, it was unintentional, but
Right.
it was more in a sense like they would only post it when they're hanging out with people.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So it's like, and it's so obvious too. But then you think about it, and it's like, can you imagine the hangout where they're filming the video and it's like, okay, and then they stop recording?
Okay, so I know that we did an episode kind of about Be Real, and you haven't really had Be Real ever,
I never had Be Real.
which is crazy. 'Cause I still like Be Real. So I actually think, I know that there's mixed opinions about Be Real, and we kind of talked about this before, but like, I feel like Be Real has actually helped me with FOMO because a lot of the time, if people are genuinely posting when Be Real goes off, a lot of the time people are just sitting on their couch or sitting in their bed, working on homework, driving in the car. And it's made me realize that, like, that's normal, you know? Because when I picture other people's lives, sometimes I never picture them just like having downtime or like having to do something boring. I think sometimes I feel like it's only me that has to do that. So like with Be Real, I've actually realized that like it's normal to like want to sit in your bed for an hour, you know?
And also, Be Real can be an example that, everyone's just doing their own thing. And though you may go on social media and see that five of your friends are at the football game or something, another one of your friends could literally be taking a nap. Another one could be, I don't know, going on a road trip to visit their grandma. Like we're all doing
Yeah.
something different. So I think that by trying to make it seem like, oh, we're doing something different, everyone else is doing this, and I'm missing out on something, it's not just you versus the world. It's almost like more
Yeah, wait.
individualistic. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, that's so true. What the heck? That's actually so true. It's like when you picture something that you wish that you were at, you picture everybody there. But it's actually not that everybody's there. Everybody's doing their own thing. Yeah.
Like I almost remember when I was a kid and I couldn't go to somebody's birthday party and I would feel super left out, but then I would talk to somebody else and they were like, "Oh yeah, like I was, I don't know, visiting family then or something." And I was like, "Wait, so I'm not the
Yeah.
only one there?" Or like cuz I would always imagine it like I'm the only person who can't come and everybody else is there.
Right.
And then if I don't go, then everyone's going to forget about me, but it's like I don't know. And now that I'm thinking about it, I really have not been feeling FOMO recently. But I think it's just because, like you were saying, I'm so busy, or we're both very busy. But I'm
Yeah.
saying I relate to that. And it's like, even if I was invited to something, I don't have the time.
Yeah. Like, so also, I wanted to talk about how is there a difference between, or like, there's kind of a fine line between wanting to say yes to everything versus it becoming FOMO. Like, so, like, there's the type of wanting to say yes to everything where you just want to, like, experience the world and, like, make memories and, like, have no regrets or whatever. Like, if you ever watched Yes Theory videos, they were like, their whole mantra or whatever was like just to say yes to like crazy things, just like to adventure. And but I feel like there's a fine line between having the what's the word, having like the moral of like I want to say yes to everything because I don't want to like live with regrets versus it being FOMO and you taking too much on your plate because you're scared of missing out, you know?
Oh, that's a really good point. I feel like I need to sit with that for a second almost.
Yeah, I feel like I realized I say after like everything every time
No,
I finish a
after
long.
everything, I'm like, you know what I mean? And it's from two things. One, somebody at my work says that a lot. And two, Emma Chamberlain in Anything Goes. After a lot of
Yeah,
stuff, I feel like she goes, you know what I mean? And
that's so true.
it just like naturally caught on to it. And it's like my favorite thing ever because it's almost like you can tell somebody's passionate about it. Like what they're saying. It's like,
Yeah.
you're saying all this. And it's like, you know what I mean? You know?
And it's you didn't you just say it?
No, I was saying it like as the example.
But you said you know what I mean, you know.
Oh, anyways, how do we
Okay,
get
but
to
like
this?
anyways, um I just realized I said it. I kept catching myself saying it after
I know
every
now I'm
long
gonna,
section I talked about.
I want to keep saying it
Yeah.
though. So it's like, can we just pretend that we didn't acknowledge
Yeah,
it?
let's just pretend like that we didn't acknowledge it. You know? But
Yeah, you
yeah,
know?
so I was basically saying like is is it bad to say yes to everything? Is it A, taking too much on your plate that you can't handle, or B, saying yes to good opportunities that you should always say yes to?
I think the whole say yes to everything concept is for things that you normally would say no because you don't want to take the chance, but it's something that you actually want to do, but you're just saying no because you don't want to go out of your comfort zone or something. So it's like say yes to that. But
Right.
if it's something that you don't want to do and you only feel like you're saying yes to because you feel like you have to, or because of how it's going to look on the outside, if people are going to think that you're doing whatever, then I think that's when it's like, just like say no, like don't put it on your plate just because you think you have to.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Like, I think it's good to challenge yourself to say yes to things if it's things that you've secretly always been wanting to do, but it's like out of your comfort zone. So it's almost like I feel like I feel like the saying shouldn't be say yes to everything. It should be, I mean, and this is taking it from Yes Theory's YouTube videos. Their slogan is seek discomfort. And I
Oh
feel
yeah,
like
Kirk has
that's,
the sweatshirt, right? Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
yeah. I feel like that's almost a better thing to say than say yes to everything, because it's like you don't have to say yes to everything. You can just um, seek being out of your comfort zone, I guess.
No, yeah, that's a good point.
I have another interesting thing which could turn into our three-fourths of the way through the episode philosophical
Our epiphany.
disassociation. Yeah, but okay. Are we ready for this?
I think so. I'm just gonna turn my phone on Do Not Disturb because it keeps vibrating. So many people just name me and I feel like I'm missing out, and I'm just kidding. It's a work group chat.
I know. But you have always wanted to have a podcast, and you felt like you were missing out on having a podcast until you had
And
it.
I sought discomfort by starting a
So,
podcast.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so ever since FOMO became a, f- a phrase, I feel like before it became a phrase, nobody really talked about the fear of missing out. So, do we think society overthinks FOMO? Like, is it really that deep? You know? Like,
No, because I think we would feel this anyway. We just put a name to it. And it's FOMO's not a new concept. I
mhm.
don't think like it's been a while because my mom knows the term. Like both of my
Yeah,
parents know
no,
the term.
I feel
And
like I remember. Well, actually, I'm gonna say this. A month ago, or no, this could have been either a month ago or 3 years ago. I literally don't remember.
okay.
But my mom, no, this could not have been a month ago. This must have been like 5 years ago that my mom was like, "Have you ever heard the term FOMO?"
I can't believe you don't know if it was a month ago or 5 years ago.
I think she said something else about FOMO like a month ago. And then there's like some new.
Okay, did COVID exist when she said that, yes or no?
Well, no, I think I've realized this next question she asked that was more recent was like this new type of FOMO. It's like a new. It's something else. It's like another letter added onto FOMO. Anyways, I remember FOMO becoming a thing in like 2012 when
Wait,
like
I'm Googling this. Different types of
or
FOMO.
I think FOMO I remember FOMO the word coming around the same time as YOLO became a thing.
Okay, wait, maybe.
But anyways, I'm just saying more like, do you think now that we have an easy way to express the fear of missing out?
Oh, wait, hold on. Phobo? What is this? Hold on.
I think that's it. That's what
Hold
it
on.
is.
Fear of a
Oh,
better
the
Oh,
fear of
fear of a better option.
maybe that might have been what it
No,
was.
that is because that's what phobo stands for. I thought you were
Or
questioning
no,
if
I'm
that was
saying
what.
maybe that's what
Oh, I thought you were
my
saying
mom.
you didn't know if that's what Phobos stood for, and I was like, I just Googled it. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. But I do remember actually one time, maybe like 2014, 15, no, maybe like 2016. Um, my friend's mom said the word FOMO to my mom, and I remember my mom didn't know what it meant actually, and my dad was like, I know what it means. This is really funny. And then, okay, so we were at a hotel, and he was like, my mom was like, what does it stand for? And my dad was like, Enzo has to leave the room. And I was like, what? And my mom was like, is this something dirty? And my dad was like, well. And then I don't know what he was thinking of, but then my mom looked it up and she's like, it means fear of missing out. My dad was like, oh.
I'm dead. That's so
No, I
funny.
know literally. He like was gonna make me leave the room to be like, what did he think FOMO stood for?
Oh my gosh.
I can't believe I'm so glad I
I
remember
don't
that.
know.
I should have started
That's
off the episode
hilarious.
with that. Like with a
That's
little
so
anecdote.
funny. I'm crying. I feel like I remember you telling me that story before too.
Hmm.
So I like knew it was coming. Um, but like, do you think we think too much about the fear of missing out? Not even technically, not even just a slang term, but just like, do you think we overthink missing out? Because like,
Um,
why are we even having an episode about the fear of missing out?
oh my gosh, we definitely overthink it. Like I'm not saying that all FOMO is valid or like okay, FOMO is like valid, but
Hmm.
I'm saying in terms of like if you think if you're sad because you're not at a birthday party, I'm not going to be like, "Oh my gosh, that's stupid." Like your feelings are not valid, but I'm just saying that like don't get so sad over a party anyways. But
Right.
I think that the reason why we do think about FOMO a lot is because of social media or just media in general because
Yeah.
we're so used to seeing what other people are doing, whether it's a close friend, a stranger, a celebrity, some random person on the news, like we see a
Mm-hmm.
lot of what's going on in other people's lives. And so I think then we turn to our own and then we think like, oh, am I doing the right thing? Am I having some FOMO? Is
Right.
there a fear of a better option?
Right. Right. Um, I think now that social media is a thing and we literally have the world at our fingertips on the internet, we there's so many options of things that it's like overwhelming. Especially this,
Like you can only do so much on a Friday night?
yeah, and this can also tie into like college applications, college decisions, because when I was applying to colleges, I felt like I had to literally research every single college that had a graphic design major. And like if I didn't, I was missing out because I didn't use all of the available resources to find out everything about to to possibly control every detail of my future, you know?
And then somebody's dad would be like, "Where are you applying?" And you would be like, "Oh, here, here, and here." And they're like, "Why did you not apply here? They have the best graphic design." It's like,
Yeah.
so everybody's constantly reminding you of the other choices too. So I think
Yeah.
that's another hard thing. But I think that,
And it's like and it's like it never really leaves you. Like, I
mhm,
still sometimes think about, like, what if I had chosen this college? What if I'd applied here? I really don't. I mean, like, I know that I'm supposed to be at SCAD, but, like, like, it never, you'd think that, like, as soon as you start at a college, you never think about your decisions in the past. But, like, even if you're happy there, you still think about, like, what the other
exactly.
options could have been.
I think this is a lot of FOBO as opposed to
Yeah.
FOMO. I
I like that
love
we
that. I'm
learned
going to be
this new
using it
word.
so much now. And I just Googled it like 5 minutes ago.
You're gonna start using it in front of people, and they're gonna be like, "What is
They're like,
that?"
"What is FOMO?" And I'm like, "You have to leave the room. It's inappropriate."
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I was just about to
Telepathy, yeah,
say
literally. Telepathy. But,
telepathy. Oh, we had this really big telepathy moment the other day.
oh,
I
what
forget
was
what it
it?
was.
Oh,
It
it was
was
just like,
on text.
oh, we both said at the same time that we should record on a weekday to get ahead.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I
But
was like
like with
rapidly
very
typing it
similar
because I knew
wording.
you were typing the same thing. And then lo and behold, a text pops up and it's the exact same thing. Just, it looked like you put
With
it
a
through a
slightly different
paraphrase
sentence
generator.
structure.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God, I had something good. What was I
Paraphrase
going to say?
generator.
This is so sad.
We were talking about like phobo.
Oh, okay. So there's only so much you can do on a Friday night? And so you go on social media, and maybe this isn't just a thing that happens all the time, but we have expectations that are built up through society's standards. But you see on a Friday night, one of your friends is at the club, the other friend is having a Netflix and chill night, but they cooked dinner for themselves and made really good pasta, and you're like, shoot, that looks good too. And it's like you're seeing
Why
all of
was
these
that?
options, and it's like none of them are bad options. It's just you can only do so much on a Friday night. So it's not like you're missing out by choosing one. You're just,
Hmm.
I don't, I feel like I'm on to absolutely nothing, but it's like Friday
No, no,
night,
no,
you know?
no. That makes sense. And it's not even just Friday night, it's just like everything. Um, like for example, if you're learning a specific musical instrument and then you get an Instagram reel. Why is my primary example Instagram reel now? That's
Oh,
terrible.
honey.
I'm so sorry. I regret every decision I've ever made. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Anyways, you get okay, you're learning to play the guitar. Then you get an Instagram reel of somebody playing like the harp or like I'm not saying that I
Hmm.
want to learn how to play the harp right now, but or like the violin, just other cool instruments. And you're like, what if I chose the wrong thing? Like what if I could be spending my time doing something that I could be better at, you know?
Exactly. Like, what if I was meant to play the harp instead? Moral of the story. That's our takeaway from this episode.
I'm gonna do a little quiz on the stories that's like if you listened to our last episode, take this quiz to see how much you remember, and it'll be like, which instrument did Anna say that she wanted to play after seeing an Instagram reel? A, harp. B, flute. C, recorder.
Well, that's certainly a choice. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. I realize you can't see my facial expressions or those listening. But um okay, let's use an example here. This is a hypothetical example because I don't want to get into my personal life. Actually, wait, I feel like I can talk about it.
Yeah, why wouldn't you talk about it?
Okay, never mind. I just feel like okay. Anyways, I'm not in this year's
I feel like it makes it
musical.
more. Sorry, wait, start over. I like
I just
interrupted
like
and it
accidentally I
ruined
just
the
like dropped
effect.
that and you were like you just kept talking and I was just like I'm not in the musical. So I'll actually
RMR.
just tell the story because
Yeah, no, this is a good story.
there was just like a role that I wanted, and this is a smaller cast this year with the show that they chose, and I auditioned for a role and I just like was not called back for it, which is fine, like if you don't see the vision, you don't see the vision. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I kind of just dropped it because, I've this would have been my fifth show, and it's just such a huge time commitment, and it's like I've done ensemble so many times. And also I do feel like people talk about the junior musical as this like huge, like, oh my God, like your junior musical, like this is supposed to be your peak.
Mm. Oh my
And I
gosh.
feel like I have grown a lot and stuff. So I was like, I don't know if I want my smallest role ever in this department to be my junior musical.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, if I already have work, school, YouTube, podcast stuff going on, maybe I'll just take a break for this one and not do it. And at first I was like, oh my God, is it going to be sad when all my friends are doing a musical? But I feel like it's been fine because I've been reminding myself that, like, maybe I wouldn't, if I chose to do it and ended up not in a place where I, you know,
Mm-hmm.
felt strongly about, then I would have not enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's something
Yeah,
to
that's
talk
an
about.
interesting. Like, it's interesting to think about how, like, making a decision like that, you're not sure if you're gonna have FOMO or if it's a good decision because you're preventing yourself from like a bad outcome.
Yeah, and like I stand by my just wow, okay, let's try that again because English. I stand by my just take three. I stand by my decision and I don't have any regrets. And it's not the
Mm-hmm.
type of thing where it's like, oh, these people are doing a show and I don't get to do a show. It's more of I'm sad that I'm not gonna have a junior musical, not that I'm not in the junior musical. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I said,
Wait.
do you know what I mean? I just remembered that. But
Yeah.
like I'm not having FOMO because I'm not in this specific show. It's just I'm having FOMO because I didn't get this experience that I talked about, which is like a junior musical.
Yeah. Wait.
And that's like no shade or anything. I know people love to just twist things, but it's like, that's just like I'm literally just saying it as it is.
Well, yeah, and that's actually a good tie back to like when I was talking about how if you picture something a certain way and then it doesn't turn out that way, like for example, just the idea of high school or the idea of college, like you pictured your junior year as being like the peak of the musical, which like I totally would have pictured myself as that too if I did theater, because like that's how it goes normally. But like,
Yeah, if you're in
and
it
then if
like
you
a
don't,
long time, I feel like that's normally what you expect, but I mean,
so it's like,
life doesn't always go your way.
yeah, exactly, exactly. I think that's the point. Is like life doesn't always go the way you expect, so you can't have FOMO about like how life has gone or is going for you, I guess.
Yeah.
I have another interesting thing that I was just thinking about that we could transition into, but I don't. Are you done with that
Yeah,
topic?
that was it.
I feel like FOMO. We don't have to dive super deep into this because it could take a whole nother direction.
We'll
But
just go in
I,
the kiddie pool, the shallow end. We won't dive in
yeah,
deep. Okay.
exactly. Um, so FOMO could also be in like a material sense, like
Ooh.
like maybe you want to buy a certain clothing item, and if you feel like if you don't buy it, you're gonna miss out on like being cool,
Me, every time I go to the
you
thrift
know?
store, I'm like, if I leave this here, it's probably not going to be here when I come back.
Ooh, the thrift store is a good example for that. Definitely. And then, because I feel like you might buy stuff that you don't actually think or like you think you're gonna use, but you don't really think you're gonna use. And then, but you just buy it because you think that like you're gonna miss out if you don't buy it.
That's me with vinyl.
Like, say that, ooh, yeah. Say that you're at the thrift store and you see something like really cool that's not your style, but like it's like a really good find. And you get FOMO because you're like, I can't just pass up this great deal. Or even not at the thrift store, if you get like an email that's like 50% off this store
Oh, and you miss
right
the
now.
sale, and it's like, oh my gosh, now I'm gonna have to pay full price.
Yeah, so I feel like there's also FOMO in terms of like physical items, not just experiences.
Honestly, that's become my kind of FOMO. Like now I'm not like, oh
Me
my gosh,
too.
this person is hanging out with this person. Now it's like, damn it, I missed this deal. I'm just kidding. I keep trying to act like I've reached some sort of higher level and I'm like the best version of myself ever. And I'm like, I don't get FOMO
but
anymore.
but you're actually just regressing.
But I'm actually just working a lot. I actually just have a job.
But yeah, that's just a little thing to leave you guys off with to think about. Can FOMO be material? And do you experience FOMO in like more of a physical way or in more of a
Social.
experiential way? Social, yeah.
So, moral of the
But yeah, that was
story,
just a
FOBO or FOMO? That's going to be our camp question next week. Name, age, and FOBO or FOMO.
the title could just be what is FOBO?
And we don't even talk about it until like 30 minutes in.
Yeah, but thank you guys so much for listening. Um
If you
I feel like that was
enjoyed,
a really good conversation.
that was. I feel like I just came to a lot of different conclusions and stuff. And after telepathy episodes, I do catch myself in my daily life thinking about what we talked about.
Me
And I
too.
probably will have an instance in the upcoming weeks where I'm like, oh, wait, am I getting FOMO?
Or FOBO.
FOBO, exactly. But we release episodes every Tuesday, so if you enjoyed, you don't want to miss out. You don't want to have FOMO if you miss the next episode of Telepathy. So follow us and make sure to check up on whatever platform you use next
Also,
Tuesday.
we both now upload on Fridays, right?
Are you
I
uploading on
switched to
Friday?
Yes, I'm switching to Friday because
Copycat trying to copy my posting schedule. I'm just kidding.
actually I was posting on Fridays freshman year of high school or freshman year of college, which I think you still started posting
Yeah,
on
I started
Fridays
posting it.
earlier than
Yeah,
me
so I'm just kidding.
from the beginning. I know, but yeah, if you don't want to miss out on our other stuff, go subscribe to our YouTube channels.
So I guess clear your Friday schedules. Are you posting tomorrow? Or no, you've just posted the Imagine thing.
No, that was a week ago.
That was a week ago? No, is
That was over a week ago. It was on last Wednesday.
are
Um,
you sure?
yeah, I'm sure.
No way, because I feel like I just watched that and I was like, oh my god, Anna's new video, but maybe it wasn't so new.
Um, let's just say I have not started editing my video for tomorrow, and I'm not sure if I'll have time because I have plans right after this until 10 p.m. tonight.
But you could stay home and
So
edit and then get FOMO. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
exactly,
I'm
exactly.
kidding.
I might just delay it another week. I really did want to upload it this week because it was my move-in vlog, but it's not gonna happen, I don't think.
Quality over quantity.
But yeah, we will see you guys next Tuesday. Go follow our Instagram at the Telepathy Pod and answer that multiple choice question about which instrument I prefer to play.
Are you okay? I'm just kidding. Yeah, you should do that.
No, I'm not actually gonna do that.
I mean, honestly, do it. Like, I'm actually not opposed to it. At first, I was a little like, Anna, but like, honestly, which instrument? Wait, is it the harp?
Yeah.
Okay, I was listening.
No, I like don't really think I'm gonna do it, but I was like kind of joking, but also like kind of. Anyways, yeah, that's it for this episode.
Yes. Okay. We will see you next time. Roll the outro music produced by me. If you didn't know, I don't know. That was a random detail. Okay, bye.
Bye.